finally here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the amazing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze 2-pack of Tokka and Rahzar. These things have been my most anticipated toy outside of Super Shredder, of course, from the NECA toy line. We first saw these back at New York Toy Fair. Even, when they mislabeled Rahzar's name on there and he was Rahzar, just due to a misprint on their display. But these are finally here and I can't wait to check them out. We got the classic open window box display. We got the turtles there on the front. Of course, we got Tokka and Rahzar's names. We got some nice glam shot of each one on the side. So we got Tokka there. We got Rahzar there. And on the back, we got some nice, glorious displays and action shots. I'm an out-of-the-box collector, so I'm not going to be keeping this in the box. But if you are an in-the-box collector, be advised this is a giant box. It is 5.5 inches deep, 9.7 inches tall, and 14 inches wide. Now, when this first came out, it was priced at $69.99 on NECA's website, and there was $20 shipping, and people were freaking out saying, oh, that's outrageous. When this showed up and I saw the care and the detail of the bubble wrap alone, just to how well this was packaged, it immediately made me feel safe and secure and a lot better about that $20 shipping charge. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get them out of the plastic prisons and check them up close. And here they are in all their glory. These figures are absolutely phenomenal. There's no other way to describe it. They are big figures. Going out with the tape measure, looks like Tokka is about, almost 8 inches at the highest point of his spike, but we'll just call it 7.5. And then Rahzar, again, right at about 7.5 inches tall. So very, very large figures. They come with all sorts of accessories, but let's go ahead and check out their articulation. We'll move Rahzar back there and we'll check out Tokka up close and personal. So right out of the gate, looking at that nose, it is amazing. So the beak, the tip of his beak is actually articulated, so you can bend it up and down a little bit like that. His eyebrows, you can actually change those. Give him a surprised expression. So that's very cool. Able to lift his head quite a bit upwards. Look down quite a bit. And then left. And right. And of course, 360-degree exorcist style if you wanted to. Arms upwards and outwards at the shoulder. You can rotate it 360 degrees around, even with his shoulder spikes. I was kind of worried that that was going to get in the way, but nope, you can do that. We've got double jointed bends at the elbows here. And then we also have a horizontal hinge at the wrist, as well as 360-degree pivot. The abs, there are no abs. He is all one solid piece in the midsection. The legs are on a ball joint, as you can see there. So you'll be able to kick the leg that far forward, bend it outwards, bend it that far back, and there's our knee bend. We can spin that 360 degree at the thigh if we wanted to. And then at the feet, we have a vertical hinge, and then we've got some side-to-side rocking motion and the ability to spin 360 degree at the knee pad for a boot cut. So all sorts of great articulation on this massive figure. We do have some tiny peg holes for some figure stands, which are probably going to be recommended given how big these are. But for the most part, I've found that they actually do hold up and stand up pretty well. Looking at the detail again. So, I forgot to mention the mouth. The mouth does open. You got to have an opening mouth there. So it looks great. Looks absolutely fearsome with that open mouth. Said you can immediately change it though. You raise his eyebrows and he no longer looks fearsome. He looks like he got kicked in the turtle junk. So he is an alligator snapping turtle. Secret of the Ooze. Everyone was expecting Bebop and Rocksteady. Instead, we got Tokka and Rahzar. But I'm okay with that. These guys are iconic, classic movie villains. They look fantastic. Back of the shell. I mean, let's check out the detail on this thing. Each and every little spike is a different height and diameter. We got little baby tiny spikes there. We got larger big ones. These are very, very well done. Like, they're very pointy and sharp, but they also are pliable to where you don't feel like you're going to snap them off. So that's great for a collector. I was kind of worried that maybe, this guy takes a tumble off a shelf or something and these spikes snap off. But nope, as you can see, they're pliable, able to bend. detail on these elbow pads and his, wraps look fantastic. The shell itself, intricate paint and details of the spots of his skin. Checking out his accessories, he does come with quite a few. He's got an interchangeable hand. This one's a little more open, easier to put accessories in. And we got another more closed one. You can pry these fingers open and put things in there, but they are a little difficult to do. This one definitely is the most open of the hands you are provided. Then there's this wooden log with teeth marks there, so you can throw that in his chompers. We also get this lead pipe accessory, and this is bendable. It's made of rubber, so you don't actually have to worry about it snapping or anything like that, though I wouldn't try to bend it end to end because you may break it in the middle. It does feel like it is a little soft there. And then of course we've got the jelly powdered donuts, and you can see there's one missing, and we'll get to that later. And of course Rahzar looks absolutely phenomenal as well. He's got his little chest plate here, the front of a car grill from the junkyard. It's held on there with chains. They're very thin, nice, accurate to the movie. He's got all sorts of great deco going on. He's got these beautiful shoulder pads and this wrist bracer, gauntlet, thigh armor, all sorts of amazing, fearsome looking things going on around here. On the back, he's got these tassels. Again, we got the armor held on with the chains. He's got his loincloth so you don't see his wolf junk. But as far as articulation, he's rather much on par with Tokka. There are some subtle differences. So he doesn't have any eyebrow movement, but he does have an opening and closing jaw. Head spins all the way around 360 degree. Looks that far down, quite a ways up, which is great. So you can see his head spinning around there on the neck joint. Shoulders go upwards and outwards, 360 degree rotation at the shoulder, even with the shoulder armor on there, which is nice and impressive. I thought that was probably going to limit it. We have a double jointed hinge at the elbow. We also have 360 degree swivel at the forearm. There we go. We have 360 degree rotation at the wrist, as well as a horizontal hinge. So lots of great articulation. Differs from Tokka because he actually does have a bit of an ab crunch. So this is him straight up and down, bend him forward, and that's how far back he goes. Legs are on a ball joint as well, so forwards, outwards, and backwards. There's your knee joint. Pretty far bend at the knee. And then we've got the boot cut at the knee as well. And then the same standard for the feet as far as rocking and pivot. And then of course our standard peg hole display. So absolutely phenomenal job with the articulation of these big behemoth figures. They look absolutely movie accurate. They display exceptionally well. The details of the fur, the paintwork, the wash, the dinge on the bandages, little things like, even the front of the little grill here. I can't even make that, what does that say? Sino? It actually has lettering there. They could have just completely left that off, but no. And then things like the silver tip paint on his, wrist gauntlet there, from the tire treads, from the nails sticking out. That could have been all black, but no, they actually put some paint on it. Same thing with the thigh. They put some silver hits for nails and spikes. Looks absolutely great. This whole set is phenomenal. $70 is steep, but for as well as these are done, as big as they are, the points of articulation, and loads of accessories. So Rahzar comes with some swappable hands, of course. So we got this one. It's rather closed. So at the Toy Fair Toy Show, they were showing off, their prototypes that had single digit articulation fingers. We didn't get that, but I'm fine with it, honestly. There's another open hand. This one is much better suited for holding things. So we got a Ooze container here, the TGRI logo. So this would be ideal for putting it in one of those bigger hands. There you go. Carry that around. Another quasi-closed claw hand. So all in all, you get 4 interchangeable hands for Rahzar, 4 interchangeable hands for Tokka. We also get the Ooze laden jelly donut. As I drop it again, so tiny. So you remember that Tokka's jelly donut, we had an 8-pack here and it was missing one. Well, that was because, you know, show accurate. They had taken one out. So you can rest it on there and have your full 8-pack jelly donuts. And of course, jelly donuts got to have a box. We got an actual cardboard Simply Donuts box that comes here. You can open it up, actually fit the jelly donuts in there. And voila, you have your num-nums. You also get a fire extinguisher. Shove these down their throats when you're, you know, doing your toy photography and reenacting movie scenes. And then lastly, this is exceptional. I really, really love what they did here. So we got the shield for Rahzar, and what they did on the back, this is what I really like about it. So it's fixed points on one side, pliable on the other. So instead of this being like completely glued closed and you having to like finagle their arms in there, nope. You can simply just hinge that across his forearm and then easily put that on there without having to worry about breaking these off or, you know, taking his arm off and just doing all sorts of finicky stuff. You can easily throw this shield on him, lickety split, and it'll look fantastic. And for comparison's sake, this is what they look like in range with the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original Turtles release. And then this is what they look like next to Super Shredder. Again, Super Shredder is super, so he is even bigger than these guys. And here is what Tokka and Rahzar look like next to the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie Shredder from NECA Toys as well. Can't say enough good things about these. $70, yes, that was steep, but these are phenomenal figures that we would have never got from anybody but NECA Toys. That does it for this review. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.